I want to put a section break that contains page numbers. So 2 PDP. Right. Now the question says we must insert a page number in the format X of Y. Now to insert a page number, you just double click on the footer, and then it's going to open header and footer for you. So here we see page numbers, and then bottom of the page X of Y. You look for page X of Y. Here is it. Now they didn't specify where we should place it. Now, so we have the page numbers from page 1 up until the last page, which is page 4. Now, what if the question says, start numbering the pages from page 2 here, so that it will be as 1, meaning that here should be 1 instead of this side being 1. We are not going to number here. Now, so if you don't want to number the first page, again, when you go to the footer, you click on header and footer here, then you take different first page to separate it, so that the first page will not be numbered, but from the second page will be numbered. Now, it says page 2, meaning that we need to change it from page 2 to be page 1. We go again to page numbers, and then we format the page numbers. Then it will be start at 1. No, they start at 0 because here is 1. So here it was 2. So we have to say start at 2. No, start at 0 rather. So that the first page will be 0, but it's not showing. Then here will be 1. So here will be page 0, but there's nothing there. But here will be page 1. You have to put section break. And then after that, you now insert that's the different first page. Then you go to page numbers again, and then you choose format page numbers. Then you just start 0, so that the first page will be 0, and then the second page will be 1. Right. So that is how we insert page numbers. Now, what about a situation whereby they want us to number them? Let me do again 2 PDP. What if the question says we should start numbering from here? The numbering should start from here. So the first 2 pages should not be numbered. So, because we are separating the first 2 pages from page 3 and page 4, we need to go to page 3. On top of page 3, on top of page 3, let me just get to space. Good. Now, on top of page 3, we put section break. So we go to layout, breaks, and then we choose continuous. Now, when you choose continuous, don't forget, you double click on the header, and you must remove this link to previous on the header of section 2. Then also on the footer of section 2, we remove it. So meaning this is section 1. We are separating both the header and then the footer of section 2 from section 1. So you have to click on link to previous to delink it. Then after that, I can go to section 2, store header and footer open. Then I go to page numbers, bottom of the page. Then I can choose the page number. Now it says 3, and here says 4. The first 2 pages do not have any page number because I have separated them. So if I want to start here as 1, then I can change it and go to format page number, and I will say start at 1 because I have separated them. Then here will be 1, and this one will be 2. So the trick is make sure that you put section break, remove the header and then the footer from it, and then you'll be able to insert your own page number. Right. So that is all about section break. Without wasting much time, let me check if there are no questions. Then I'll proceed. Yeah, there are no questions. So I'm going to proceed. And then I move to page numbers. Right. So there are no questions. I wanted to check my questions level there, but there are no questions. So I'm going to proceed. Now I move straight to page numbers. How to insert page numbers, different first page, odd and even, and starting with a specific or starting from a specific page number. We already saw how we can start from a specific page. Now we are going to also look at different first page and then odd and then even page numbers. Right. So I'm going to start with 2 post-pandemic. You can join with me. And then the question says, insert automatic page numbering at the bottom of each page as follows. Use the dog ear numbering format. Start the numbering at 1 on the second page. So here we want to start numbering as 1 on the second page, but we are going to use the dog ear. So what you need to do is you double click on the second page, footer, double click here. Now, if you want to go back, we double click on the main document. Right, so we double click here. This is the footer section open for us. Then we take different first page because we want to separate the first page from page 2. So we are separating the first page from page 2 because we don't want to number first page. Then you will see page numbers, bottom, and then we look for the dog ear. Each page number has a specific format name. Here the dog ear, which is on the right-hand side. Now, if they ask you to take this one to the middle, you just drag it to the middle, or you can use the alignment for that. So here, there is no page number on the first page, but here there's a page number. Now, by the page number start at 2, if I increase it, you see 2. So I need to change it so that it will start at 1. I go back to page numbers and then I choose format page numbers. Then I will say start at 0. So that the first page will be 0. This second page will be 1. That is when you are excluding the first page. You format it and say start at 0. Let's take a look at other questions regarding page numbers. 100, insert automatic page number in the footer as follows. The page after the table of contents should start at 1. No page should occur on the cover page or the table of contents. So 103, please, there's no underscore. Sorry for that. Right. Now the question says, the first page, which is the cover page, the second page, which is the table of contents, should not be numbered, but we should start numbering from here, which is page 3, but rather the numbering system should be 1 from page 3. Now, this is different from the previous question that we just answered. because that one we only excluded the first page. But here we are excluding the first and then the second page, and then we go to page 3 and start numbering as 1. So to do that, we have to use the section break. We will click before the introduction, and then we go to layout, breaks, and then we choose continuous. Then after that, we double click on the header. Don't forget to remove the link to previous. You go to the footer, you remove the link to previous, but you can see here, the footer is not linked to the previous, so we are fine. Then, meaning that the first 2 pages are the link from page 3. Then we go to page 3, then we go there and say page numbers, bottom of the page, then we insert our page number. Now it says start at 0, but the question says you should start at 1 over here. So we go back there and say format page numbers, start at 1. So you can see that the page numbers are starting at 1 from page 3. Now, they can tell you these 2 pages must also be numbered with Roman numbers. So like after that, we can go there and insert page number, bottom of the page. Insert page number, bottom of the page is there. But here says 0 and there says 1. Then we can change this one, formatting. We want to change it as maybe ABC or Roman numbers. So here will be Roman number, then here will be the normal numbering system. So that's how they can give you a question in such a way that you number them. Maybe page 3 should be the 1, 2, 3, and page 1 and 2 will be numbered as women numbers, I, and then others. We will see such type of questions also. Right, now let's check other question that is similar to that. That's the tonight. I want to check whether they're similar. Right. Okay, here, one tech. One tech is similar. So let's open one tech. Then you can do the others. From here, I'm going to different odd and even pages. Right, now this question says, change the numbering or change the page number in the footer as follows. The format of the page with the table of contents should appear in Roman numerals and should start at 1. The consecutive pages should appear in the triangle 2 format, and then the page after the table of content should start at 1. Right. So we should start numbering at 1 from here. And then here, these 2 must have Roman numbers. So what we need to do is we have to ensure that there's section break. We double click on the header, and you can see here is section 1. This side is also section 1. So all of them are section 1. So meaning there is no section break applied. We need to insert section break over here. So we click before the smart technology and we go to layout, breaks, then we select continuous. Then when we are done, we make sure that the bottom of that one, we remove link to previous. This is section 1. And this is also section 1. So the section 2 must start from here. Let's move it to the next page. This is section 2, and these ones are section 1. We have to separate them with a page break. So now, the header of this one, we go there. Make sure that you have seen header section 2, separating from section 1. Then we have to remove link to previous. Then the footer also, we have to remove link to previous. So you can see here it starts at 1, 2, 3. But then we need to change the format over here. According to the question, the format should be triangle 2 format. So we go to page numbers, format page numbers. No, sorry, page numbers. Bottom of the page, then we look for triangle 2. Here's triangle 2. So it will start at 1, 2, 3, going downwards. Right. But the first 2 pages, according to the question, it should be numbered as Roman numbers. So we go to the footer here and say, don't forget, we shouldn't remove different first page. They are all the same section. So it should be there. Then we go to the footer of the first page. Page numbers, bottom of the page. But we have to start at 1. That's how we must say start at 1 for the page 1. It shouldn't be different first page. Right. Then again, this is 1, this is 2. And here is 1. But the question says we need to change this one into Roman numbers. So we have to go there again. Format, and then we change it to Roman numbers. So here will be Roman number I, and then here's II. Now, you realize that I said start at 2 because I think they have created, because of the different first page, there was a new or another page that was created. So that one was starting at 0. That is why I have to say start at 2. So the only thing that you must also take note is that there should be a section break. You must delete them, and then you can now insert your own page numbers. Then you can also format them to suit what the question requires. Right. That is different first page. Now, let's go to the odd and even page numbers. One example. Then we'll move to the next topic. I'm going to take 1 Venus. Now, let's check the question once more. Apply automatic page numbering centered at the bottom of the page. Note, no page numbers must display on the first 2 pages. So the first 2 pages must not have page numbers. Then page numbering should start at page 1 on page 3. Display only odd page numbers. Use the tile style format. So this question contains so many information. Right, the first one is to make sure that we do not number page 1 and 2. Page 1 and page 2 should not be numbered. So we go to page 3. On the top of page 3, we insert section break. So we go to layout, breaks, continuous page. And then after that, we make sure that we delink. Let me undo, because the page number here, we can also put it here as a table of content, just after table of content. Then we go to break and continuous to separate them. Then we double click on the header, which is section 2. We remove link to previous, both the header and the footer. Please, if you don't do that, it's not going to work. You must remove it, both the header and the footer. Then after that, we can insert our page numbers. And then the question says, we must use tiles 2. Yeah, this one. So it's starting at 1 over here. The first 2 pages do not have page numbers. Now, again, the question says we should only display odd pages. That means page 1, page 3, page 5. We are not supposed to display. That's page 2 and then page 4. So what you need to do is when you click on page 1, you'll see here different first page and then different odd and even. Now we have, anytime you want to separate the odd page from the even page, you take this one, different, odd, and even, so that the odd page will be differentiated with the even page. So when we come here, it says even page section 2, there's nothing there. Odd page section 2, there's something here. Even page, nothing. Odd page, something is there. So because of different, odd, and even. Now, sometimes they can ask you to even display the even page, but it should be on the left-hand side. Then you have to insert the even page, the very first even page. Then to the left, you select. Then you go to home, and then you choose alignment to left. So all the even pages are on the left. All pages are center. Even pages on the left, all pages center. So if they ask you to insert both the odd and even, then you can format it. You can even format maybe the odd page to also to the right. You go to home and then you select right. You can change them also their position. Right. So that's all about different odd and even. We will do the last question of that and then we move on to the next topic. I think there's another question here also, which is similar. One, protect. One, protect. Now the question says, add automatic page numbering to the footer of the document. All page numbers must be left aligned and then even page numbers must be right aligned. So we are going to insert page numbers, then all page numbers should be left, even page be right aligned. You double click on the footer section. You insert page numbers, bottom. They even specify the format of the page number. Now, you know 1 is odd number. And the question says the odd number should be left aligned. So you select the very first odd number, go to home, and then you choose left alignment. Then you go to page 2, which is the even page. Because we take different odd and even. When you take different odd and even, this one is left. Now, even page, there's nothing there. So we need to insert it. Then we align it, go to home to the right. So odd page to the left, even page to the right. Odd page to the left, even page to the right. Right. So that is how we insert different odd and then even pages. You have to activate the odd and even. There are so many questions like that. Then I'll advise that you go through them. But there is also another question here, two Avengers. Add page numbering to the document to display as shown. Now you can see this one, they gave a screenshot. They gave a screenshot. Now, the page numbers are not, let me just zoom it more so that you can see it. This is what is happening here. The page numbers are not at the bottom or the top, but rather on the side. The odd page numbers are on the left, which is 1. The even page numbers are on the right-hand side. They gave a screenshot. Now let's take a look at that. And they gave a specific format. So we need to insert page number. That is not this time not at the bottom or the top, but on the side. So we go to insert page numbers, and then we choose here page margin. We call that one page margin. Now you go and look for that one. This is the page margin, which is the circle left. So it is on the left hand side. Then we take different order, even is already there. So when we come to the page 2, we go again page margin, and then we choose the one for right. So page 2, which is the even number, will be on the right. Page 1, which is odd number, will be on the left. When you come here, page 3, which is odd number on the left. Page 4 will also be on the right. Because of different first page, and it was on the margins, not at the bottom. So watch out for this type of question also, whereby you need to insert page numbers on the margins, but not at the bottom of the page. So you must take note of that. Right, that's all about page numbers. You must watch out for this type of questions. Now, without wasting much time, I will check if there are no questions. Yeah, somebody says, so how do you fix numbering after applying the page break? Continue to next page. That's the only thing. Okay, that's what I talk about. I will do one. So if I don't place a section break before the page number, what happens? It's going to be the same. The pages will be the same. I'm going to answer both options here. Okay, let me just take two Avengers and then also explain it again. Let's say we have this. And the question says you must start numbering from page 3. Page 1 and page 2 should not be numbered. Now, this type of question, or you should number page 1 and 2 differently from page 3. Now, the moment you are dividing them or you are using the same numbering system, that means you have to divide them by placing a section break. Now, so here we are dividing page 3 from the rest of the pages. So we can go to the bottom of page 2 or maybe on top of page 3. Any of them will still give the same result. Then you go to layout, breaks, and then we choose either continuous page or next page. Any of them will be fine. Then after that, you double click on the header, remove link to previous, and you double click on the footer, you remove link to previous. Why do we click the link to previous? So that we will separate this page from page 1 and 2. You can see it's written here. Let me remove the different page. It's written here. Footer section 1. Here is also section 1. That's the same section. They are the same. These pages are the same. Now here it says section 2, meaning this section is different from the other section. Then I can comfortably insert my page number only on this page but the rest will not have page numbers because of the section break. Now, if I want here to be page 1, not 3, I go back and say format, then I change it to 1 so that it will be 1, not 3. So that is a section break so that you'll be able to create a proper page numbering system. I know it's one of the difficult topic than even grade 11 regarding the page numbers. You can go through after this lesson. The videos will be available. Then you keep on practicing these once you are going to get there. Right. If you don't play the section break, it's not going to work.